Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines. Now today we're going to be looking at dating a Filipina and the common judgments that come along with that, or stereotypical comments that I've got to say really get annoying when you keep hearing them over and over again. And doing YouTube, you find that these comments always come up, and it's really a form of ignorance by people who hold these views. And I wonder how many of those people that hold these views have actually dated or been with a Filipina, and if they have, perhaps they've had a bad experience. Now, these common judgments I'm about to go through, it doesn't mean they don't happen. Now, of course, these sorts of things will happen, but what I'm saying is they don't happen anywhere near as much as what people say they happen. So, to give you an idea what I'm talking about, let's just go straight to the video. Now, I really think that these common judgments, or the stereotypical comments that you get and labels put on Filipinas, are very unfair, as I've said. Now, I do believe that Filipinas are stigmatized with these comments more than other people will find in most countries around the world. So it is really harsh on Filipinas that people go around saying these things. And the first common judgment I'll bring up is that people say, oh, she only wants to date this guy so she can get his passport. So in other words, end up marrying him and having a passport from his country. Well, let me tell you something, that Filipinas can get passports in their own country, and they can travel just about anywhere in the world on those passports. So when people say that sort of thing, it's really nonsense. It's really a dumb argument they've got around that. So I won't even really spend any time discussing that one because it is such a ridiculous argument. Now, the second common judgment or stereotypical comment that comes out of people is around the gold digger thing, that she's only with the Western man for his money or to get whatever she can out of him. Now, I'm sure there are, yes, Filipinas who do that, as there are women from any country in the world who do the same or similar things. So no matter what country you're dating in, you need to be careful of that when you're looking for somebody, not just in the Philippines. And yes, anywhere there is a large amount of poverty, these sorts of things can happen. And yes, you need to keep your eyes open, but it's unfair to label all Filipinas as gold diggers. That is just not true. There are many, many, many out there who are not gold diggers at all. In fact, I've married one and I've been with her now for over 6 years. And she's never asked for a thing. From the day I met her to this point, she never asked for anything. So clearly she's not out to get my money, if I had any money, that is. And what drives this particular judgment on Filipinas is you'll hear occasionally about these sorts of things happening, and then all of a sudden everybody starts to think that that's a typical thing that happens in the Philippines. Well, no, it's just that it comes to an attention through media or social media that this has happened in the Philippines, and all of a sudden everybody wants to get on the bandwagon, and in their own mind, because they've heard it a few times, now all Filipinas are the same in their mind, and that's just not true. Now, the next common judgment is that when people say, oh, she's only successful because of her foreign boyfriend or foreign husband. And that, again, is simply not true. Many Filipinas have successful careers in the Philippines before they even might leave to go to your country, where they may continue their career or pick up a new career where they've got to work very, very hard at creating that new career. And Filipinas will work exceptionally hard. They're not afraid of hard work. They're not afraid of long hours. And many of them are driven to succeed in their place of employment. And yes, again, there might be some out there who take advantage of their maybe wealthy husband or well-off husband, and they might decide they don't need to work because of that fact. But the reality is the vast majority of Filipinos don't date or marry a wealthy guy. That's just not true. So they have to make their own way in life when they come to your country, or if they're staying in their country, they continue their career, which has been 100% their own doing and nothing to do with their foreign boyfriend or husband. Now, the next common judgment or stereotypical comment is when people might say that she's only marrying him so he can send money back to look after her family. Now, that's a load of nonsense. Not all Filipinas will want to send money back to their families. Yes, most do. And really it comes down to working out with your Filipina how much you might do that. But it's not a mandatory thing, and it's something that is negotiable between you and your Filipina. So it's not like you're being held at gunpoint here and told, you're going to marry me and you're going to do this. You have the choice. And if you put yourself in her position, of course she wants to help her family when she's in a more wealthy country and earning reasonable money and a small amount in that country to send back to her parents or her family can make a huge difference to those back there. So while it does happen a fair bit, it's not compulsory for you to buy into that, and certainly it's not compulsory for you to marry her if you don't want to do that. Now, here's a common misconception you hear a lot about the actual guy who's dating the Filipina, and that is he's only marrying the Filipina so he can have a slave. Now, what a load of nonsense that is. Okay, there might be a few out there who do that, but mostly, no, most men are actually quite independent these days. They might have left home at a young age and they've been out on their own. They know how to care for themselves. They know how to iron shirts. They know how to clean a house. They know how to cook food. And the reality behind this is that Filipinos do love to take care of their home. They do love to do a lot of the housework around the house, and they're very proud to have a clean, tidy home. Now, that doesn't mean men can't give them a hand, and they don't give them a hand, but generally Filipinos are very proud that way. So an outsider looking in may view that as, oh, look, she's doing all the housework and everything. She's just a slave to him, which of course is utter nonsense. And the last common judgment that you hear quite a bit is that only desperate Filipinas are dating foreign men. Now, what a load of nonsense that is. Look, in any country, people have their preferences. Some people might want to date Filipinas, or Filipinas might want to date foreign men from various nationalities. That might be just their preference. Not all Filipinas want to date foreign men, that's for sure. And for people to go around saying that the Filipina, she can't find a man in her own country, so she's now going to search overseas, is just ridiculous. Now, again, I don't say that this doesn't happen at all. Of course it can happen, as in any country this sort of thing can happen. But by and large, no, it's not a true statement and a reflection of the Filipinas in the Philippines. Many Filipinas, for example, might believe that men in the West are more stable and they can offer a better life for them in the long run than many Filipinos. And what's wrong with that? Nothing at all is wrong with wanting a better life with a man you can love and he will love you. That's what many of them are actually searching for. Not this, I'll just marry him because I can't find anyone else. So anyway, guys, that's a few common judgments or stereotypical comments that I certainly hear a lot here on YouTube, and I see it on other people's channels as well in the comments. So if you've got any other stereotypical comments that you believe are not really fair or validated, then pop them in the comments below and we can have a bit of a discussion about it. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up, of course, and don't forget to share the video around with all your networks. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. And just a reminder for anyone out there that might be looking to date a Filipina or in the early stages of dating a Filipina, I've recently completed a 14-part Dating a Filipina course, which you can find in my playlist on my channel. I will put a link in the description below so you can find that easily. So anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. I appreciate all your support. Take care and bye for now.